We're encouraging consumers to become responsible, empower yourself. Now, this is the theme for World Consumer Rights Day.
Hey there, you heard her. It's World Consumer Rights Day. Later in the program, we'll be giving you pertinent information that will help you become a more responsible and empowered consumer. This and so much more after the break.
Mosquitoes can spread diseases such as dengue fever. Common symptoms of dengue include fever, severe headache, pain behind the eyes, muscle pain, joint pain, skin rash, nausea, and vomiting. If you feel you have dengue fever, visit your doctor or health center, rest, drink lots of fluids, use only paracetamol for pain. Do not take aspirin or other painkillers. Protect yourself from dengue and other mosquito-borne diseases. A message from the Ministry of Health.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, March 15. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has challenged his diplomatic counterparts to implement measures that will improve and sustain economic conditions. Citing Jamaica as an example, he says the economic progress made in recent times can be used as a model for other nations to follow. Among the economic achievements is a reduction of the debt to gross domestic product ratio, which will fall to 96% at the end of March. This represents the lowest level of debt in nearly 2 decades, and the first time it will fall below 100% over that period.
It came at great sacrifice of the people, and it came as a result of the building of social consensus. Indeed, that underpins everything that we've been able to do.
The Prime Minister was addressing Wednesday's Heads of Diplomatic Missions function in New Kingston. He pointed out that the macroeconomic indicators remained positive, with foreign reserves above the level deemed adequate and the current account being low and sustainable. Additionally, market interest rates are at historic lows and fiscal performance continues to be strong. Mr. Holness advised the diplomats representing approximately 60 countries that Jamaica was addressing its infrastructural needs. This includes increased capital spending on the development of major roadways in and around Kingston. He also highlighted that tourism continues to grow while government was taking significant steps to address crime. Diplomatic Week closes today. The observation commenced on Tuesday under the theme, Building Stronger Partnerships for Sustainable Development. The Housing Agency of Jamaica, HAJ, will be constructing 3,000 homes in the first quarter of the new financial year. This includes the Bernard Lodge development, which will provide 600 studio units and 1,000 one-bedroom units. HAJ's Director of Technical Services, Rosemary Brown, says another 600 solutions will be constructed in Shooter Hill, St. Catherine.
A mix of service lots, one-bedroom and two-bedroom houses. And these are to cater mainly to what we call the low-middle, upper-middle income households. And the units will perhaps be sold at approximately $7 to $8 million at the lower end of that.
Ms. Brown was speaking at a JIS think tank on Wednesday. She said other developments by the agency included 744 solutions in Ryan Park, Montego Bay, set to start this year. Serviced lots in Mona are meanwhile awaiting contract approval, and there is to be the further build-out of the Savannah in Runaway Bay, St. Anne, with 50 houses.
We have also started the pre-qualification process for that, and we expect that by the end of the fiscal year, long before the end of the fiscal year, say the next 6-7 months, we should be in a position to award a contract for those 50 houses.
2 silage packing machines valued at $12,000 were donated to the Jamaica Dairy Development Board at the Bodles Research Station on Thursday. These additional machines have been funded by the USAID, Jamaica Rural Economy and Ecosystems Adapting to Climate Change 2, JAREACH 2 project. They bring to 3 the number of these machines in the country. The silage packing machines, along with the new technology, will improve access to nutritious feed material for cattle breeding and support the Dairy Board's vision of creating an internationally competitive domestic sector.
So in welcoming this new addition of the silo press to the fleet of machinery, which can pack up to 50 tons of silage at a time, each time. 50 tons, one time. With this intensified conservation of forages and other feeds, we believe that we'll be able to stem production losses, particularly in the dry season.
Reports indicate that since its introduction last September, the silo packer machine has been providing locally grown feed ingredients for over 50 farmers in St. Anne, Clarendon, St. Catherine, and St. Elizabeth. The Ian Fleming International Airport is now equipped with an airport rescue and firefighting vehicle to assist with the airport's emergency response program. The vehicle has a capacity of 6,000 liters of water, able to spray up to 58 meters, an acceleration of 0 to 50, and a stop speed of 71 miles per hour.
The acquisition of the airport rescue and firefighting vehicle was an essential element in upgrading this airport. This vehicle facilitates a special category of firefighting involving the response, hazard mitigation, evacuation, and possible rescue of passengers and crew of an aircraft typically involved in an airport ground emergency.
The Transport Minister was speaking at the commissioning of the airport rescue and firefighting vehicle for the Ian Fleming International Airport on Wednesday. And finally, the Ministry of Health is moving to create a modern system for quality control and surveillance of medicines in Jamaica. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the ministry is undertaking a review of the registration process for pharmaceutical drugs as part of efforts to achieve this.
I just want to signal the alarm that as it relates to Jamaica, we are now in the process of reviewing our internal procedures, modernizing our registration process to ensure that it is digitized. So no longer will we be using that heavy book that you have to write everything by pen and hand, which takes a long time, where on average it takes a year and a half for a drug to be registered. We really need to bring that down.
Dr. Tufton argues that post-market surveillance of pharmaceuticals is critical in guarding against the possibilities of errors or abuse and is in the interest of populations across the Caribbean. Locally, he says the ministry will be working with the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPA, to ensure that drug companies with a foothold or those desirous of operating in Jamaica are reputable registered entities.
So that we appreciate continuation of the standards that are established. And frankly speaking, that they pay for it. This should not be a subsidized effort. It should be an effort that is based on a mutually agreed position.
Dr. Tufton was speaking on Tuesday at the opening of a two-day meeting on post-market surveillance and the Caribbean pharmaceutical policy at CARPA in St. Andrew. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
So many wish they could visit our shores. We live where they vacation. Brand Jamaica beckons all from the four corners of the earth.
Well, as a Jamaican, I have great pride in selling it. Your pride that you sell Jamaica with is something that it rolls off. Jamaica has so much to offer, and every time I have the privilege of bringing an executive down to Jamaica, an executive from an airline or a tour operator or a travel agency, and you take them across the country, the pride that they said, wow, I can't imagine, especially when it's their first time. Wow, I love this.
Build it. Cherish it. Our wealth is Brand Jamaica.
Choose strong passwords. A lot of us reuse our password and we use easy what we call soft passwords. The name of your child, your date of birth. We encourage consumers to choose passwords that are complex, include characters, numbers, and symbols in your password, and no less than 8 characters. The other precaution is to control access to your machine. That includes don't leave your device open on the table. So your smartphone or your computer, lock the screen. Very important because somebody can easily access your data that way. The other precaution is to protect your sensitive data. So identity theft is real, and it's pretty easy for an actor with criminal intent to get your private, to create an identity of you. So they can go on your Facebook page or your LinkedIn or any social media site and grab your information, your name and other information, and create a profile of you in a different scenario. In some cases, they can actually go in other jurisdictions, they can use a social security number and actually apply for bank accounts and other services, financial services. So identity theft is real and it affects us all. So the advice is to try and limit the amount of information you put out there in social media. Social media is important. It keeps you in touch with friends and family you haven't seen for years, and you have a big geographical distance between them, but it also exposes you. So keep your private information offline. In regards to online shopping, utilize the services of a legitimate and well-known and well-established website. Some of these more well-established websites may not necessarily carry the product or the service that you're looking for, but you do have websites out there that they may be running a legitimate organization, but their security precautions that they take in their back-end system is not sufficient. It not necessarily means that you can't shop with them, but or they might not deliver your product, but the level of trust that you have in them might not necessarily be what it should be. But online shopping, there's a service called Better Business Bureau, which a lot of these websites utilize now. And what they do is the Better Business Bureau will evaluate the website and organization for the level of legitimacy, the care that they take in protecting shoppers' data, and they will give them a rating. Their rating system is also based on the number of complaints that consumers logged with the Better Business Bureau. So so websites that are highly rated by the Better Business Bureau will have a tag on them, BBB. You may have seen that before. So that's a good way of evaluating a particular website if you choose to shop with them. Protect your credit card information, especially online. Don't just plug it in any website. And remember to log out of websites after you finish using them.
In the past, we would simply, go into a bank and we would sign mountains of documents to purchase a house or even a car. Now, there are opportunities for you to use digital signatures where you can do these transactions online, which now makes it even more challenging to police, because how do we know that you are the actual individual online that is adding a signature to a particular contract or an agreement? So it is very important for consumers to understand and to have a better education on protecting ourselves in these regards.
If you no want pop down and fenke, you fi burn mosquito and run with dengue. So no make water settle in open container. For them to breed up under the danger. Usher them out, run them away. Zap them with the zapper and down them with spray. Use mosquito net and mosquito screen. Protect your household, now make them come in. If you no want pop down and fenke, if you burn mosquito and run with dengue. If pain lick your head and your joints and your eye, and you want fever meat and your temperature high, it could be dengue, don't hesitate. See a doctor, don't self-medicate. For some painkiller can make you bleed and you will try to recover and no succeed. We no want pop down and fenke. We fi burn mosquito and run with dengue.
A message from the Ministry of Health.
Our next feature highlights the work and achievement of students from Belmont Academy, Jonathan Grant High and Frome Technical High.
watch no face, we no watch no color. Gender or race, yes, Belmont is our school zone. You can call it our secondary home. Hey, school zone, it's nice to meet ya, truly. We're glad to see ya. Happy New Year, I'm glad to say, and I hope you all have a very nice day.
Hey there, guess what? It's another episode of School Zone. Yes, we're back already, and we're so happy you could join us. In today's program, we highlight some of Jamaica's most talented and intelligent young people, starting with the Rhythm Express Band, right here at Belmont Academy in Westmoreland.
Belmont Academy in the school zone. We might be local, but I grow, we grow. We grace them high, and we have them for sure. The best school in the West Belmont life.
The Center of Excellence concept came about because the government at the time felt that it was necessary to have schools starting off with some measure of excellence. What we found over the last 20 to 30 years is that those new schools were usually placed among the low-performing schools nationally, and the government wanted to shift that, right? So they studied a model out of Europe and retrofitted it for Jamaica. So there are a number of accountability matrices that are here that are not elsewhere. The mentorship program and all the other programs that we have in place really allowed us to see some significant advancement. So we were pleased that we really jumped the ranking in 2016, where we went up to 13th position in the island. And you know, out of almost 200 schools, at a school that was not even 10 years old at the time, you know, to have been placed at 13th, you know that we would have given the other schools a whipping, you know. But not only in CSEC that we excelled, we did so with the CAP program as well, NCTVET program, and we did so with CAPE, because we have been the top movers in both CAPE and CSEC for the last 3 consecutive years. And we are the top school in the island of Jamaica for the last 3 consecutive years in CAP as well.
So as Mr. Simpson said, Belmont Academy was a top CAP performing school in 2016, 2017 and 2018. It was also the top movers in CAPE and CSEC. For more information on this, we gathered a few of the school leaders to talk to us about how they have achieved this feat. Joining me are
Lamar Brown, head boy.
Naki Blake, head girl.
Rasheen Cooper, student council president.
Rick Ravi, deputy head boy.
Monique Jackson, deputy head girl.
Thanks for coming, guys. All right, so we're gonna go straight into it. Mr. Simpson mentioned that there are numerous accountability measures in place to help students get the best grade that they can get, right? So can somebody tell me a little bit about what are some of these activities that are used to help the students?
Okay, over the years we have Saturday classes, Easter class, summer classes, and maths camp, which on Saturday classes, students will come from 9 to 2.
Just as how when someone does something that isn't so right, there are consequences that you have to face, such as detention and suspension. The school rewards you when you do excellent by promoting you. So what happens is that if you have over a certain average, I think it's 85, so if you have over an 85% average, in your year group, you have the opportunity to skip a grade.
Within the school, we have several mentorship programs that we have implemented. We have Girls Empowered for the Mission, which is GEM, and Boys on a Mission, which is BOM. Within these, we have highlighted students who we believe are capable of mentoring other students. So students who may have academic challenges, who may have personal challenges. And through these programs, we seek to help them to grow, uplift them. It's all about empowering them on both ends. Academic mentorship, we have after-school programs for students who have challenges in different subject areas. We assist them, we provide to them different tools and materials that can help them to advance themselves, both student to student, teacher to student, and teacher to teacher.
Awesome. And what do you personally think about this program? Is it working?
It is working because personally I am in charge of GEM as the head girl of the school, and through that program I have seen where the girls that are the mentees within the program, they are changing, adapting, they are relating to their environment. I see where they have achieved great results.
We as sixth formers are required to do a skill So it's basically an advantage for us because then we graduate with our CAPE subjects as well as having a skill. So we can work in the hotel industry at the same time. We can go to university if we wish to.
Finally, your principal was also referred to as one of the most creative and innovative principals in Jamaica. Do you agree?
We all do.
Awesome.
I strongly agree.
Why? Why is this?
Well, our principal is unlike any other principal that's out there. He's the type of principal that works alongside his staff, his faculty, his students. He's the type of principal that won't give up on people so easily. He's a principal that gives you the push that you need to achieve greatness.
Thank you so much, guys, for coming.
Road code, road code, road code, road code, road code. Stop, look, listen and free. Don't move forward, you can do all three. Car, van, bike and bus. Enough up and but then I must use none. Stop, look, listen and free. Don't move forward, you can do all three.
Front take.
A big side.
Front take.
A big side.
Welcome to Frome Technical High School, and you're watching School Zone. Yes, after our visit to Belmont Academy in Westmoreland, we journeyed a few miles to the neighboring Frome Technical High School, where we met up with another promising student who is defying the odds.
My name is Karen Patterson, and I am the Miss Frome Technical High School. Well, my family call it bow leg, but doctors say it's blunt disease. Majority of the persons on my mother's side has it, miss. So really growing up, it was not really a problem. Sometimes I would like to play some games, miss, and I can't play it because of my legs. Miss Gregory, miss, my teacher, she was saying that, Karine, you know that you have high self-esteem and you should enter the pageant. But I was saying that being in a beauty pageant, miss, is more about your physical appearance and so forth, miss. So I didn't really want her to join. And then my friend said, go ahead, miss, and so I joined, miss. Entering the competition, miss, I was, to tell the truth, miss, I did not think I would have won, miss, because all the others, miss, when you were there and you see all of them in heels, miss, and I couldn't wear any high heels, miss. I have to wear flat shoes, and I was like, the judges are going to say, she don't have no heels, so she's not going to make it, miss. So I didn't think I was going to win, miss. But on the night, miss, I went out and I was confident in myself, miss, knowing that no matter what, I'm going to do my best, miss. And I went out there and I did my best. I go by a motto that is strong to my heart. It says that my mind is the block between me and my destiny, and my flaws are the pushing force behind me. Meaning that no matter what I put my mind to, knowing my condition, I will try to excel in that area. I would say they should be confident in who they are. Their physical appearance does not define who they are or who they can be, miss. I think that they should take risks. No one knows what could happen, miss. They could be the next Miss Frome of their school, or they could turn out to be somebody great, miss. Just take risks.
And just before we close off today's episode of School Zone, we have one more school that's doing great things. Walk with me.
Here at Jonathan Grant, we have grade 9s and 10 students sitting the CSEC mathematics exam at the general proficiency level. May 2018 saw us having 125 of these students sitting. Of the 125, 85 students were grade 9 students. They achieved a 72.2% pass, while the remaining 40 grade 10 students achieved a 62.2% pass. For this year's sitting, we expect even greater results from these awesome students.
Did you hear that? Grade 9 and 10 students here at Jonathan Grant High are acing CSEC math in 1 year. I don't know about you, but I'm impressed and I need to know the formula. So let's find out. You're looking at a grade 1 math student, and I have this to say. Whether you're a math king or queen, knowledge is your card. Play it and math will never be hard.
We got ones. Do you want one too?
Ideas blend
when you study with a friend.
To get a distinction in math like I did, you have to talk it, enjoy it, lay on it, live it.
I got a grade 2 in mathematics, and I believe that you can do better than I did. Practice makes mathematics fantastic.
And that's a wrap for today's Special School Zone edition on Academic Trailblazers. From the intelligent and talented students at Belmont Academy and the brave and vivacious students at Froome Technical, Karine Patterson. And now we're closing things off with the math geniuses right here at Jonathan Grant High School. Come on guys, help me close out.
Do you want your school to be featured in the next School Zone?
Or
do you want to give us feedback on today's program?
All you have to do is email me at sclark@jais.gov.jm. Who knows, you may just be the next school on our block. Bye!
Do you know what a disability is? A permanent loss of function in any part of your body is called a disability. Some people are born that way. Others get a disability because of an illness or an accident. This doesn't have to prevent you from living a full life. The Disabilities Act will protect your right to work, raise families, or do business like anyone else. Visit jcpdja.com. A message from the JCPD, an agency of the Ministry of Labour and Social Security.
So as mentioned earlier, this year's Consumer Rights Day is all about encouraging consumers to be more responsible and empowered. One way of doing this is knowing and practicing your rights as a consumer. If we all know and practice these rights, we are undoubtedly helping to make Jamaica the place of choice for consumers to live, work, raise families, and do business. Watch this.
We all know that an educated consumer is a powerful consumer. But we just don't want you to be educated. We want you to exercise these rights and these responsibilities as you become aware of them. Access, that's the very first right. So the ability to access essential goods and services. Inclusivity, inclusion, we want everybody to be included, whether you are a vulnerable group, yes or no. Safety, protection from hazardous goods and processes and materials. Protection of economic interests. That is the promotion of value for money. Information, access to clear, accurate information to enable informed choices. Education, assistance to understand consumer transaction and the environmental and social and economic consequences of specific choices. Redress, once you have what we call a justifiable claim, we expect that persons are going to be getting some level of redress. The representation, the freedom for you to form consumer groups, and then you have the whole thing of sustainability, the promotion of sustainable consumption practices, and the aspect of e-commerce. You know, more and more businesses are moving towards technology, and they're encouraging consumers to move with the times. And the whole thing of privacy, the protection of consumers' information, and the whole flow of information. So these are the 11 basic rights of the consumer.
And this is the final stop in today's magazine. Thanks for journeying with us. To watch today's program again, simply visit our website, jis.gov.jm. Don't forget that you're able to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm Audrey, reminding you that an educated consumer is a powerful consumer.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.